Hello witches and wizards, so what you are seeing here is my setup for when I record my audiobooks like Harry Potter, which I'm working on now, and the things I use for the recording process is the Dell Inspiron gaming laptop of some sort. That is my amazing laptop, and I use the Blue Snowball microphone, very fancy, although it does pick up a lot of background sound, so that's not good. But we also have the book I read from and my little book stand. So that is kind of what I see when I'm recording. Chapter 1. So when I record for my audiobook, I use a program called Audacity, and the recording process is not short. It takes a very, very long time. One chapter can take a few days to make, and that is strictly because I've become more of a perfectionist as I've continued doing Harry Potter. So what might have taken a day, maybe an hour or two, now takes me a lot of hours, so yes. I usually try to record at least a couple of pages each day, and a full chapter of recording is usually about 2 hours in full, but it takes me a lot longer to record because I'm constantly messing up and re-recording things because I'm not happy with them. Many of the reasons I'm not happy with some of my recordings are because of the background noise, because certain people in my house do not know how to be quiet and that my microphone picks up every single sound, and if I hear the damn TV or voices in the background, I have to delete them, and I'm speaking about my family. So I usually... That gives me a very limited amount of time to record, because I usually have to do it at night when everyone's asleep, or, you know, the very rare occasions when no one's home. This is also where I create sound effects. Some of them I create after I record, and some of them I just create right then. And I don't make all the sound effects, but I do make a lot of the bangs and simple sounds that I can just make anywhere in my house, and a lot of the more fancy sounds and ambient sounds like fires and magical stuff happening and, you know, stuff I can't really do, I get from freesound.org, or I get from the YouTube library. Okay, so after I'm done recording, we go into the second phase, as I call it, which is the editing phase, where I take out all the bad takes I make, or I mess up lines and sentences, jumble my words and such, and we hear how the product sounds, and if I need to do re-recordings, I do that. Chapter 1. The Boy Who Lived. Mr. and Miss Dursley of number 4 Privet Drive were proud to say I do that. So, as you hear, there is a lot of background sound, as I said, so I get rid of the background sound first. And we basically go to noise reduction and get noise profile from that little sample, and we get rid of the sound by selecting the entire track, basically, and getting rid of it. So, yes. And if we listen to it over, it should sound a bit better. Chapter 1. The Boy Who Lived. But still not perfect, so I do that in a few places wherever I hear a lot of background sound, just to make it crystal clear and stuff. So right here seems like a good, nice blank space, so we get rid of more noise. And if you hear at the beginning, there's a little space of just no sound, just like room sound, as I call it, just a blank room sound, and that is what I'm looking for here, because that is where I fill the entire spaces between sentences. I have to do that for the whole audio, which is like 2 hours normally, and I space it out, the entire thing, and this can take weeks. It takes usually about 2 to 3 weeks of just doing this every day for hours upon hours, and it is easily the most boring part, and I hate this part, but I have to do it to make it sound nice. That's basically my goal, is getting rid of all weird sounds and background noise and such. So finally, once I've done that for weeks and weeks, we finally get to export the audio, and this would be fine for a normal audiobook right here, but I go the extra mile and put all the sound effects in, and the video pages in, and the music in, and it just brings it all together, and this is when it becomes my favourite part. So if we go down here, this is where I make the videos, where I do the flippy pages with the wand, and it looks all pretty and stuff. So I have Jim Kay's illustrated Harry Potter book here. This is an easy part, although getting the lighting right is also key, because I usually do this at night when there is no light, so I can just use the light from the lamp and just shine it directly onto the book to give it this shimmering, glowy look that looks really nice. And yes, you just get to see all the pretty pictures here. Now, once I'm finished making the flippy pages video, upload them to my Google Drive, where I am able to get it onto my computer and into Adobe Premiere, which is where we go next. Now, the final stage is in Adobe Premiere, and this is where everything comes together. All the sound effects, all the music, and this is where I also adjust the volume and balance it out, so because, at some points I might speak softer, and at some points I might be louder, and, some of the dialogue, some people have very loud voices like Hagrid, some people have very soft voices like Dumbledore. So I try to take that into account and make it all sound leveled out in a way so no one's overpowering anyone, or I had a problem with that in the early chapters when I wasn't doing that, and you can hear the difference when you listen to the ones I've done recently where I do balance it out, because So in Adobe Premiere, I import all the audio files and such, all the videos and sound effects and any music I think I might need. And the music also takes me a very long time to decide which to use, because I try to figure out what each piece of music means and where should I play it. Like, some themes I use specifically as transition themes, like the Hogwarts theme, because it's just Hogwarts, it's just setting up the place, at Hogwarts. I play it when they're at Hogwarts, and I play the moving staircases usually whenever they're near the moving staircases, and I play the feast themes during whenever there's a big feast or something, and Hedwig's theme I play a lot whenever there's a happy moment or some type of mystery. Definitely during flying times I play Hedwig's theme, and at the beginning of the book I play Hedwig's theme because it is the Harry Potter theme. It's the theme for the whole series. And I usually play double treble themes when the students are outside, because I've always felt that double trouble is kind of an outdoorsy theme of Hogwarts, because in the third movie, John Williams plays that theme a lot when they're outdoors, so that's kind of what I got from that theme. And each theme means something, and I try to make it do that in the book. Themes mean places, ideas, people, that sort of thing. I use those themes to what they were meant to be used for. Now I've placed the audio, which is about 2 minutes, just a quick little sample of what I'd normally do, except the real audio would probably be more like 30 to 40 minutes now that I've cut it down with all the pacing and background noise deletion and stuff like that. And I add the video over it. Chapter 1. The Boy Who Lived. And that sounds nice, so now we're going to put the beginning music in. Some music from the Harry Potter prologue, Hedwig's theme, the perfect opening to Harry Potter. And I just place that on the second audio track usually, maybe the third if I have a bit of sound effects. I want the music to fade into my voice as I start speaking, so we go from the, music to the narration, to the story. And they don't really distract from each other. Chapter 1. And I fade out, and that sounds nice. And so then after that, I add some effects, a fade into the video, so as the music starts, it fades into the video, and it just creates this nice, smooth transition of a sound and video, and everything starts coming together. And if I need to add some sound effects or something, I can add that as well. Although, in this particular part that I've recorded, the beginning of the book, there is no really sound effects to put in, besides maybe some street noises if I wanted to, but I feel like that's a bit distracting, so no sound at this part. And the way I get the video to pause is I create a still, and I use that still to create the page that you're looking at, and then the video starts again and turns to the next page when I put it wherever the next page starts that I start speaking in my audio. So now I'm going to add a sound effect, something random, like Hagrid's bike. Why not? Let's add that. His motorbike from the first chapter. I put that in there. And as you see, we have a sound effect, so that's how I usually add sound effects, although if I was putting it in the book for real, I would decrease the audio and probably fade it out, so it fades in and fades out and everything works. And honestly, that's it. Once I finish balancing all the audio and adding all the sound effects and the music, everything's come together, and I can export it as both a video and audio if I need to be, and I can upload it to wherever I upload it. And that is how I make it. And that is also why it takes so bloody long. So thank you for watching, and I hope you liked this informative piece on how I make the audio chapters for Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone, and more are coming. I've only done 12 chapters so far, and I shall be finishing the book sometime, but I'd also like to start The Wizard of Oz early, so I can post that to my YouTube channel, because I will not be posting Harry Potter to my YouTube channel. If you'd like to listen to Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone, my audiobook version, you can go over to my Patreon, and it is in the posts area for free. You do not have to pay. It is purely there for your enjoyment, as Pottermore do not want me to be making this book and posting it to YouTube because they see me as stealing their book, not adding something to it, not making it more magical in a way, not creating my own version that I've been working for over a year on, trying to make it sound amazing and as perfect as possible. They do not care about me. They would rather shut down my YouTube channel than promote my work. So, goodbye.